All right, 1075 WGCI, the Shine's number one for hip hop and R&B. It's the morning show with the Destin legend Leon Rogers, the
Yep.
beautiful Kendra G, myself,
Hey.
the shortest damn man in Chicago, myself, Kyle. And as you can see, man, this guy right here is a legend in the game. He's joining us today. He's in the city this weekend, Chicago. Give it up for Ja Rule, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rule, baby.
Chi-Town, what it is.
You're my
No,
favorite.
I love Chi-Town, man. Chicago, one of my favorite cities on the low, man. That's real talk.
Yeah, that's what's up. What is it about Chicago that you love so much?
Man, I got a lot of homies in the town, so we come to the town. I come to the town and kick it with them. We run through, do what we do. You know what I mean?
I love it. You know what's so funny, John? I was looking at one of my first radio jobs. It was Hot 93.7 in Connecticut. And it was, oh God, I want to say it was 2001. There was a concert and you and Ashanti were the headlining act. And it was like a major thing. You're like one of the first celebrities I really associated with when I first got into commercial radio. And look at us, 2022, still here. What is your secret to still staying relevant all these years?
Shit, it ain't easy. It's a lot of ups and downs in this industry. You just got to keep working, keep doing new things, trying new things. The music is one thing. I'm blessed to my music. Span the test of time. It's aged well. I'm blessed. Something that's happened for me. But outside of that. I'm a real creative guy and I like, doing other things. So I've been creating other things just to keep pushing myself forward, pushing the culture forward, like my Icon live streaming platform that I have. Y'all can go download that. Everybody that's listening, it's Icon Ends live. It's in the Apple App Store. But, I'm creating a lot of original content to go with that, like my Vibes concert series. And so, stuff like that is just what I'm up to these days. And enjoying myself. That's it.
Y'all, let's talk about your legacy, man, and what is it like, going on stage and doing these shows when you go to different cities? What is the energy you get and the love that you feel to see that people are still rocking with, like when you bring back an old cussing, like you hit that, it's murder and Mars go crazy. Like, how does that make you feel inside, man? Are there goosebumps? Like, what is that to you? And does that make you want to jump back in the studio and create some more hits?
I mean, that feeling, I don't think you can get that feeling anywhere, any out of anything else. Maybe live sports, athletes playing in them big arenas. But I just, did Lovers and Friends Festival.
Right.
And we talking 60, 70,000 people in the audience, all singing along to these records. And, there's a lot of young kids out there in that audience, a lot of 20-year-olds, and it just feels good to know that those records that I made 20 years ago still feel fresh to people today. And nostalgia is a big thing right now in our culture. So I'm going to contribute my records having a great shelf life to that too.
Facts. Now, John, you've been very open about speaking about everything that's taken place in your career. We know you were hot. You had the beef with 50 and a lot of that surrounded. We talk about the singing and the rapping thing, right? And I'm not trying to revisit that, but that does lead up to the question I have about how now in hip hop, everybody is like singing and melodies and you know what I mean? So not necessarily about the beef with y'all, but what you were doing then leading up to how the music sounds today. What's your take on that?
I love what the artists are doing today. I just listened to Kendrick's new album. It's incredible. It inspired me a lot when I was listening. It also had me, a little bit pissed off, because when I'm listening and I'm, man, some of these things that, the artists are doing today and they're allowed to do creatively, I felt like I was held back a lot from doing some of those things. People was around me was scared when I made Put It On Me. And, I'm singing on it, but it's mild. It's not like, it's not like I'm singing the whole record, but I also made those kind of records. If you can imagine, I referenced records that I wrote, like Mary J. Blige. I wrote Rainy Days for Mary J. Blige. I referenced that whole record first.
Right.
Like I sang the whole record. And so I have references of me singing these other records that I, gave to other artists, which is back then it was like, I don't know, we can't do that, John. We may should get, but I sound good on the record. In today's culture, in today's time, we'd have probably left me on it, and that would have been my record. You know what I mean? But
right.
Back then, people label, people were scared that I was doing too much, going too far. And now I just look at it and say it's so wide open, and artists are able to be them, be free. R&B, hip hop, the fusion, crossover. It's all relative, and it's dope. I love it.
Yeah, you kind of sound like Mary J. Blige's acceptance speech at the Billboard Awards when she said, "I came out, I was ghetto fabulous. Everybody was scared. Now everybody want to be ghetto fabulous.
Yeah.
Everybody want to sing on songs now. Ja Rule did it first. Speaking of which, though, let's just talk about industry now versus then, because now, you can really be an independent artist and soar because of all the social media platforms. So do you like that artists can have way more control of their career because there's a direct connection with your fan base, opposed to how when you came up, the labels was necessary? More importantly, do you think labels are still necessary?
First question, it's a two-part question, all right? So let me get her first question. That's the difference between Web 2 and Web 3. Web 2 is, for all that are listening and want to hear, it's what we are living in now, where large companies like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, they allow you to put your content on their platforms that they own, and they also own all of our information that they also sell to third parties to make lots and lots of money, which is cool, I guess, if you can amass to millions of followers and use that as a springboard to make money on the secondary. Now into Web 3. Web 3 is more or less about artists owning the content that they create. My Icon platform is a Web 3 platform. I built it for content creators to be able to monetize their content in different ways. Whether it be, DJs DJing on the platform and getting tips in real time, or people, artists doing pay-per-view concerts on Icon and doing meet and greets that people can, purchase or whatever. Just a lot of different ways for people to monetize. That's Web 3 versus Web 2. And I think that's comes into your second part of the question, where record labels are less used or less needed, because if I'm an artist and I can own what I create, put it out there to the world without having to have this big machine behind me that owns my masters because they paid for my master recording to be done, then yeah, I would rather do it the other way, But then it also comes down to, what do you want out of the music business? Independent artists, they're probably not going to win Grammys. They're not going to win American Music Awards. They're not going to win Billboard Awards. Those type of statues and awards and things are reserved for the major labels who kind of control that whole system and the whole thing and how that works. But independents, you're going to own everything. You're going to get your money. You're going to make twice the money that you probably would make with a major, but you'll sacrifice in things like, winning awards and getting honored trophy wise for your work.
Yeah. Let's talk about it, man. You're a family man. Everybody knows Ja Rule, the rapper, man, but your oldest son, man, is you.
Yeah.
Mama ain't had nothing to do with him, man. That's all you. What's it been like with your sons, man? Can your sons out working in the gym yet? Or they still trying?
Nah, they don't even get the gym, man. My youngest son, he's starting a little bit. He's out in college, so he's starting to get on his girls craze. He's getting girl crazy in college, so he want to work out now, But my oldest son, my twin, it's funny because the meme went viral and everything. But I'm like, everybody's kids look like them. Like that's
nah, not like that, bro. Like y'all stand y'all side to side, man. I couldn't tell
like that. But yeah, you know, it's funny because he's doing music, and I know it's tough for rappers, kids to do music, but you know, he does a whole different genre of music. He does what they call hyper pop, and it's like a mix between EDM, rock, and hip hop. So it's
music.
Yeah, they got their own zone. And you know, I applaud it, man. You know, he's starting to swell in that underground scene, and they're starting to really do well. His group is called Yard Sale, and apparently they're popular, and they're getting popular. So I'm rooting for him. You know what I mean? You know.
If you say, Dad, I want to change the game, I need you to jump. I need you to jump in the gyro. I need you to tie the bandana on and come out and drop a verse for me.
Yeah, I don't. You know, their music is so different. You know what I mean? It's like they use so many sound effects and reverb and auto tune, and it's just crazy. It's just different. It's just I don't know if I would, you know, be good on that. I don't know if I would sound right on
that. Ain't your thing. That ain't your thing.
Yeah.
Hey, John, following your career from the beginning, man, I know there was a time when there was talk about you, Jay-Z, and DMX putting out an album. You know, we all know that we lost X. The whole world was feeling his loss. And we also know that y'all kind of had a good relationship, a turbulent relationship, bad, good, and, you know, on and off again, so to speak. Just talk to us a little bit about what DMX meant to you, man, and how you felt about, you know, the loss that we all felt.
Man, you know, X and J, man, I love both of them. Those are my brothers. You know, and you know, everything that we went through, it was just all competitive. If you know any of us, we're very competitive. We just all want to be the best. That's it. We want to be the best at what we do, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And you know, the dog was the most competitive out of all of us. There's nobody more competitive than the dog. I mean, even when we just driving on the highway, the dog felt like he had to be ahead of every car. I used to tell him, there's no way possible to do this. Actually, ahead of every car. But he drove like he gonna get ahead of every car. I miss him, man. He was a special individual, man. X was definitely one-on-one. You know, every time we got together, it was special. You know, those real deep conversations we used to have. We used to have some crazy conversations. X is a wild boy, just to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I believe it there. We used to have some crazy talks, and you know, the last time I seen him was during COVID. We were all at one of these COVID parties out in Miami. Miami was popping during COVID. I ain't gonna lie. And we was at one of these parties that one of these rich billionaires was throwing at his house, and it was fun. You know, we were all there, and that was the last time we got to chop it up. And he died not too long after that. And you know, that moment reminded me, like, you know, you never know when you gonna see somebody the last time. So, you know, I really started when I see certain artists, you know, really living in that moment, getting pictures with, you know, and stuff like that. Because, you know, I got good relationships with a lot of artists in this industry, and we barely see each other. You know, we speak from time to time, we see each other from time to time, and you take for granted that you're gonna see this person again, you know. So yeah, man, that was my brother, man. We, like I said, we had our fucking crazy shit that we went through, our ups and downs. We talked shit to each other. We, you know, on records and everything, you know, whatever. Right. But I love him, and he loved me, and you know, we just had a different like relationship. It was a real brother relationship, you know. Yeah.
You're in Chicago this weekend, so we can't wait to see you hitting the stage. And you stayed in shape all these years. You ain't one of those rappers that fell off. Your body's still the same, John. You can take your shirt off during the set still. Not every rapper can do that still.
Yeah. I'm about to hit the gym right after this, man. It was a long weekend, man. I snacked out a little bit after the show. Gotta make sure I'm right for Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta ask you this, man. who out here do you listen to right now that talk the tough talk, that talk the street talk like you used to on radio? Is there anybody out there that you rocking with it, you know?
Man, shit, man. Dirk, Dirk go hard, man. Dirkio go hard. Kendrick. I just listen to, like I said, Kendrick's new album is dumb. Who else is out there that I be rocking with, man? It's a lot of these little a lot of the young bulls, man. I listen to their stuff. I don't know everybody's name per se. Sometimes I just know the music and like, oh, this joint is hot.
That's the era that we in.
You like Griselda? You rock with Benny the Butcher and Conway and them guys?
Conway and all of those dudes get busy too. It's just a new regime out there. I like Fabio, you know what I mean? It's a new regime out there, man. They out there gunning and I love it. Keep doing what they doing, you know what I mean?
No doubt. Well, keep it up, man. You still out here holding it down. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, a lot of people are really reliving the 2000s right now in that era. So it's good to see you on these stages. It's good to see you still out here holding it down. And we look forward to seeing you in Chicago. Tomorrow night's going down, right? Let's do it.
Chicago, come on out, man. We're going to have a good time, man. It's going to be a good one. Trust what I tell you.
We got to get you back in the studio too, bro.
You gotta let Killer Kane come on stage with you, Ja Rule. I'm the rapper Killer Kane. Ja Rule in the building. He in the shot.
Hey.
Killer Kane wants to let you know I'm a nice girl with a fly ass guy.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, Kane. I don't know.
Finally, somebody kept it real. Lord, can we get a break? Lord, can we get a break?
Baby out here. Oh my.
I got the stage present.
Oh, that's half the battle, trust me.
Appreciate you, bro. Maybe we're gonna catch you in the city.
Peace, bro.
I'll catch y'all when I'm in the city, man. I hope y'all I see y'all.
Yeah.